Hello, guys, and welcome to Behind the Bunker. Sorry we're a few minutes late tonight, but thank you guys for tuning in and joining us. We are a weekly live paintball show that streams live on Facebook and the YouTube. And we take this that you're watching right now and we smash it into a podcast, put it up on iTunes, Google Play, Sound, everywhere that you guys get your podcasts, and that's where you can find us. If you don't want to sit and watch us on Facebook or on YouTube for the whole 50 minutes that we do. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. If you're joining us, do hit that like and share button. And it's not just me tonight. I also have Josh Zuby Zabrickus.
Yes, sir. Welcome back. Please don't forget, like and share the show. We really like it when you do.
And Gavin Sharma.
Yeah, I'm here, folks, as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. We certainly appreciate you guys' support every week, and this week is no exception. It is an amazing show we have, and I'm so giddy. We are so close to the 500 mark. Make sure you let everybody know what you're going to be doing on Monday nights and the 500th show on the 29th. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, and then from Flagger's Paintball, we have Joe Kimson.
Hello, and I'll just spin right in. And welcome to Behind the Bunker, beautiful Behind the Bunker, Monday nights at 8. We are live. And like Gavin said, we are close to our 500th show, so it's pretty exciting. And I'm wearing my new favorite hoodie, my Tiger Stripes. So we're good to go. Let's talk about some paintball, maybe some other things, and I'll try not to derail anything. Boom.
All right. And guys, post up on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever you're watching from. Just let us know how the stream looks and sounds, if you don't mind. We had to do a reboot, and hopefully we are good. So as we talked about, where am I here? 500 episodes, ladies and gentlemen. 500 episodes. We're going to have our 500th special. That'll be happening on Monday, March 29th. So if tonight's the 498th, you can do the math. That's 2 weeks from now, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you tune in. We have lots of fanfare and hoopla going on. Much like this comment from Zane Smith. He says, almost 500, and they still like each other. No arguing over who gets the dollar per episode. Truly in it to help grow paintball. Yeah, if you looked at our paycheck, Zane, you'd wonder why we're doing this. Milestone episodes, Cheers. The show Cheers had 273. Behind the Bunker will be hitting 500. And The Simpsons, look out, they have 639 episodes. So not to say that we're bigger than Cheers or better than Cheers. I'm just saying. Brad Thomas Jr. says, episode 500 is on his birthday. He cannot think of a better thing to happen on that day.
Ooh.
He's got, very low self-esteem then, I guess.
Aim higher, my friend.
Yeah, not much higher, but yeah. Not really in order, but here, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan McGee sent some pictures in of his custom action. Here is his MG100 with a new paint job, OD Green and Dark Earth with Plant Eclipse tan grips. That looks pretty fantastic. And second of all, his old backup, his old Max Tac TGR2. It's a good thing he's got his EMF 100 ready to go. That's looking pretty sharp. Guys, we're going to be collecting your custom gear over the next couple of weeks to show on the show. So if you guys want to send it in, by all means do so. Speaking of the EMF 100, this was on Planet Eclipse Facebook page the other day. Not that you honestly need another reason to buy an EMF 100, but they feature the EMC modular system. What else do they say here? The POPS ASA, the MOE compatible. What is MOE, Joe?
MOE.
Would that just mean Picatinny rail or rail mounted?
No, MOE is like it has escaped me. Normally I know it. Give me a minute. I'll find it.
I put him on the spot. His chair got him dizzy. He's just to settle down.
No, I was just Ryan McGee made a comment, so then I replied. I had to find an emoji. I put French lick. Then there's 3 tongues.
And then also they are CF20 compatible, ladies and gentlemen. So you can get some big uns for your as your mags. A couple new things as well from Exalt. They've got the new Barber Tees. Those are in stock, as well as the Embers barrel made. Not a red guy, but I do like that. And then the barrel made XL, if you want to squeegee your friend from the other side of the bunker, or have an extra long barrel. Back in stock, they now have tank cases, loader cases, and V3 lens cases, if you guys were asking. Speaking of Planet Eclipse, they have the new gold colorways for the EMEC and ETHA 2, as well as the green colorways. So check them out.
That gold looks sexy.
Yeah.
MOE Stands for Magpul Original Equipment. I knew that.
There we go. All right. So most of us in the show have sat through.
Painful Behind the Bunker.
Yeah.
That's how you really
I
feel,
can't
Joe.
think of the damn show. What is the show that we were just watching with all the cowboys?
My Three Sons.
Yellowstone?
Yellowstone. Thank you. Where did you get My
How was that
Three
painful?
Sons?
How is
It's
that
not-
painful?
Let me get to it. I'm segueing.
I loved Yellowstone.
So yes, so Joe loved Yellowstone so much he had this custom ordered. This is his dungaree tactical vest.
Beautiful.
So you'll be seeing Joe at the local field with this,
Yeah,
including with the
my-
leather
my
tassels.
Levi stretching. You know what? I got some cowboy shit I'm gonna bring out.
You have to. You have to with that outfit.
Well, yeah, and I'm glad to see that he used proper Wranglers, not any like Jordache jeans or anything like that. Is
Fantastic.
George Hay watching right now? I wonder. Lisa,
George, hey.
yeah,
I
Lisa
haven't seen him
Weber.
in the chat. but I
Okay, well,
assume he's
Lisa
there.
Weber sent this in. This is Croc's erotic line. She thinks it's going to be a hit. What do you guys think?
Oh, dear God.
That's awesome.
For
might
our
be a-
Croc loving George
It might
Hay.
be something that rhymes with hit and starts with shh.
Yeah, it just
yeah.
might be.
And friend of the show, Neb, sent these in. These were on Kijiji in our local area, ladies and gentlemen. JT USA paintball cleats.
Oh, the
Buddy
slipperiest
Dion.
shoes in the world.
They look fairly new, or at least clean. When someone realized how ridiculous they looked in them, they probably put them
Todd.
back in the box.
Todd, when you buy shoes, it's not by the look, it's by the smell.
Oh, yeah. Well, what do you guys
Wonder if
think?
there's-
Sorry?
I wonder if the same death trap as the Dye ATCs.
Dye ATCs
Oh.
were awesome until they hit wet
Awesome.
floor.
Yes.
No, sorry, that's what I said.
Painter.
It was slipperiest shoes in the world. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Guess how much that was being sold for on Kijiji?
Far too much.
$50 reduce.
How much?
Really?
That's it.
That's good value.
And it's still
Not.
active. If you want to go buy it, search on Kijiji for these shoes. Yeah, we have some events to get to, but before we do that, we have a couple things out. Other things that we want to talk about. We have Joe's Vault to talk about. We have the mail time coming up. We have a new segment we want to work on, and we also have the topic: what did you buy over the quarantine this year? So we'll get to that in a few minutes as well. Why don't we go watch Joe's Vault first, and then we'll be right back.
Hey, it's Joe from Flaggers Paintball. We're here with another segment of From the Vault, where each week we go back in time, back into the early days of paintball, and look at something vintage. This week is no different. We're going to talk a little bit about smoke. For those of you that play paintball or airsoft, you're familiar with the EG brand of smoke. Fantastic amounts of smoke, vivid colors, wide selection, multiple colors. Fantastic product. But before EG was on the scene for you to hashtag pop smoke or hashtag pull tabs, we were using Superior Signal Company from Spotswood, New Jersey. You can have a look at this. This expires in May of 1998, so this would be considered vintage smoke. For those of you that used it, these were originally designed for boilers and air systems to check for leaks or not. But anyone that used this stuff, same way you pull the tab, but the smoke that came out was thick and it sort of stayed on the ground and it went into your lungs, and you had a true feeling that you were using a smoke product. But anyway, guys, girls, you've been watching From the Vault. We'll see you next time. Pew pew.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Here we are. So that was my smoke. It was funny. I was looking for something to do the vault on today, and I've been posting lots of old school pictures on Throwback Thursdays, and every now and then I'll get a private message from somebody, and they'll tell me about that smoke we used to use before Enola Gay was invented. This stuff came out of New Jersey, and it was used for testing, furnaces and air systems, and that stuff was so thick, and when you inhaled a bit of it, you could taste this oily, Gavin, you can taste it as well, that oily sort of taste in your mouth.
I get a taste too? Excellent.
You get a taste too. It stays.
And you get a taste, and you get a taste, and French like
Yeah.
And so on and so on.
It lingered.
French lick. And it's pretty amazing. But we used to carry that, and you used to buy it from a safety supply place because you obviously couldn't get it across the border in any reasonable fashion. So it was pretty neat. And I had one laying around. That's from 1998, so I don't know when that was, but that's pretty vintage smoke, I guess.
Also, fun fact: extremely carcinogenic.
That's probably a good word.
Yeah, that's partly true. Would explain the growth.
Where?
Where?
Where's my bell?
Oh wait,
Thank
don't
you.
answer that.
Have the bell. I had my bell tucked into the bellery.
Well, I have a couple things to get to, but why don't we go right into mail time, Gavin? Do you have you've got a couple questions tonight?
Mail time. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's mail time, the time where I get to shine and rip open my sack. That was a premature ding. Rip open my sack and read some of the correspondence, ladies and gentlemen, that you have sent in. So we have some leftover correspondence as well. The first one goes to Bonchick, who we're going to throw this around the horn. So Bonchick wants to know what/who made you want to quit paintball, and what/who made you want to stay. So was there people or events that made you want to leave the sport?
Ever play with Gavin? That'll make you quit.
That's right. Quit in a hurry.
Go around the horn. Let me think about that one.
So for me, I think I wanted to quit. Well, actually, I did at the time. It was reffing at sort of the highest level in Canada at the time, because it was the trolls of the internet that really made me reevaluate what the hell I was doing. Right, so there were long days of being shot up, but it was the abuse on and off the field that made me say, it's not worth it. So that made me want to quit the sport completely and pick up bocce, something else. But what made me want to stay in is everybody on this call right now. Like, so Todd, Josh, Joe, it's the friendships that you build, right? And you reevaluate what you want to do, but it's the connections with the people here. Your teammates, those who show up at the field on a weekly basis, that's what made me want to stay. Politics aside, I can do without. I still do without, but it's the people who I play with on a weekly basis that keep me in the game.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Sorry, I missed the question. I stepped away to find my call.
I remember Gavin coming home from CXBL, early CXBL events, like year 1, year 2, when before they had a refereeing squad of their own, and they were borrowing highly qualified referees from some of the other fields. And I remember him coming home and saying how awful it was and how he wanted to quit paintball. You take an awful lot of abuse, and I think in the early days of X-Ball, because that's what it was, the players had a little more control, and they ran a little more rampant than they do now, and they were unleashed in the early days of Neanderthalism, and they were completely unleashed. So the referees took a lot of abuse, got shot up a lot, and there wasn't a whole lot of repercussion or penalties. So
So
Gavin coming home and being pretty upset, and they were long, horrible days.
Mouth breathing knuckle draggers.
So that was 15 balls a second as well, and undisciplined teams, really.
Yeah.
So you were literally being assaulted on the field, right? And then follow that up with you come home and you want to review what happened, and the chat forums were unrelentless. Like it was crazy in terms of the abuse. There wasn't the level of professionalism there is now. So if you anyway, I'm done with that.
True, it was sorry, Gavin. It was chat forums at the time. It wasn't Facebook. So you on a chat forum were this nameless, faceless person with a chat forum login name. So you could almost say whatever you want, and no one could prove who it was. It was awful for people.
Yeah.
They sure as shit did.
Yeah.
I remember
all I'm
having
gonna
chat.
say.
I remember having flagger chat forums, and we were constantly trying to police it and figure it out, and beating ourselves up and trying to worry about it.
Yeah. you get a phone call at 12 o'clock at night because someone else saw someone post a post that's ridiculous, and it's like, whatever. At least with Facebook, if you post something, it's your voice and it's people know it's you per se. But yeah, I liked Speedball a lot, and it became like work when we kept when you had to practice and practice and practice. And for that reason, I kind of fell out of love with it. But then all the guys that are on my team that I played with for so long, they're the only real reason I was playing by the end of my career. And when we all kind of retired, I stepped back up to the plate with a couple other teams. And although they were all great, it wasn't all my friends. So at that point, I had to pull out. But doing Behind the Bunker, there's another thing. There was a couple years ago where, things were getting stagnant. Our numbers were okay, and I just was kind of feeling down. And we went to an event, and I think it was in Oregon, and we met all these people that we don't have contact with because they watch the show, but they don't participate. They listen to the podcast, but they don't participate. But when they saw us in person and we started realizing there's all these other people out there, and people still enjoyed the show, it rejuvenated us. We had a whole new spark. And, I came back and we redid the studio and redid our technology and kind of upped again, and it was awesome. But yeah, there's been a couple points in my career where I just wanted to quit. But I'm not there right now. I'm back. I'm back, baby.
I'll tell you, when I'm in about October, the end of October at night, and I come home and I'm washing goggles before I go to zombie hunt, I'm about ready to quit too.
Yeah. Yeah, the end of the season is tough. For sure.
This year was particularly tough because, we were constantly patrolling the staging area, getting people to put on masks, and you're debating about masks. And it's not something that flag raiders invented, that you need to wear a mask in public. And it's like the public health thing. It's a regional thing. It's a provincial thing. It's not, we didn't invent it. Like you guys want to play paintball, you want to come to here, you need to wear a mask. Just wear a mask and everyone will coexist happily and safely.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Speaking of COVID, John Jones writes, what's the biggest surprise you've had the last year during the pandemic? For him, it was demand for gear when lots of fields had been closed. So any paintball-related surprises, pandemic-wise?
The cost of bunkers going up through the roof has now surprised me. I used to have to sell off my old fields for really super cheap just to get rid of them. Now I won't sell them because the new ones are worth so much. I if you want a new speedball field, it's going to cost you a pretty penny this year. Yeah, and even used stuff. With the shortage of JT, I have so many people messaging me saying, I know you have old JT stuff. When you bring it out, let me know. I want to buy it.
Old JT stuff? I got some new stuff.
Any JT stuff, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Yep.
For me, the biggest surprise, again, was demand not only for gear, but for play. So in our area that we're broadcasting from, Ontario, we have a staged tier system for lockdown and restrictions. And when many of the other entertainment venues were not able to open, people naturally looked for some sort of escape. And that escape they went to was paintball. So the demand for space on the field increased, and there was a lot of first-time players, right? Somebody wanted to do something safe, outdoors, not with a lot of people around them, and a lot of families and first-time players came out. So I was really encouraged with the numbers, particularly with the other industries sort of closing down around us as well, right? So it was a nice avenue for people to come out, but it's really encouraging as an old-time, long-time paintball player to see fresh blood coming into the sport. So although it was limited in terms of the experience, hopefully they get the bite and they're hooked. And then when the world opens up again, they come back. So that was the biggest surprise for me, how many people were willing to try it for the first time who had never considered it for the first previously.
Well said, Gavin.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading the comments in the YouTube chat. You guys, it's going quickly and it's hard to keep up. Sorry, Gavin.
No, I was so just asking everybody else in the horn who big surprise for them or no?
I was, like Gavin said, I was pretty happy because we had a lot of, families come out to play. We had obviously some of the original, the regular equipment owners or fully equipped players. Then we saw a resurgence of people that hadn't played for several years. Now, whether that is COVID related or paintball, as we know, is cyclical. You'll play it through high school or grade 7, 8, 9, 10 up to grade 12. Then you'll go off and do other things, and through there's probably an 8 to 10 year hiatus. And if you still dig paintball, then you'll come back in. And, after you have, maybe after that university, before you have kids, but then again, after kids. So we saw a resurgence, and we're still seeing a resurgence. And I think the industry is, because I'm getting phone calls asking if we fill CO2 or can I get parts for piranhas or spiders or things like that. And that indicates to me that a person has been out of the sport for 10 to 12 years when they're asking about CO2 and spider and piranha parts. So I think we're going to see a resurgence, and you have to be welcoming to these guys, and girls, because with their old equipment, but they'll soon realize that, their marker that they paid, several $100s, years ago is not worth that much anymore. However, you can get something far more competitive for a fraction of what you paid. Yeah. So I think that's sort of the way we see it, and there'll be more people playing, lots and more people playing.
Something that we also noticed at the field level, I just was thinking about this while you said that, we're getting a lot of moms calling and dropping off their sons and their friends because there's nothing else to do during the pandemic, and they're turning to paintball for entertainment. And for maybe some of those moms that may not have wanted to do paintball before, they're actually using it as an opportunity to entertain their kids. And now it's like, okay, maybe we'll give it a try, because we had a lot of people that came to the field that just kind of heard about paintball and thought they would try it, and first time there, it was a good year for that. Yeah.
For sure. So speaking of good years, the next question comes to us from Sean Leonard and wants to know what 2021 will look like at Flag Raiders. So what is Flag Raiders treating us to this spring? Paint Fest, Phoenix Project, or Canadian Carnage? What is on the calendar of events for Flag Raiders?
I think, right now the Waterloo region in the area we're in is in a red lockdown. So our capacity, our player numbers are really throttled back. So we are going to prolong our opening until we move into a couple, whether we move into one or two different colors before we open. You have to keep in mind, for the we have to look at the regional safety, the safety of our staff and our families. 25% of our market comes from out of region, out of area, a good driving distance away. So I think we have to be cognitive and responsible, and look at that. This is the first. It saddens me. The pandemic saddens me because so many things have happened and are yet to happen. But this is the first year in 15 years we haven't run a Red Dawn. We usually run Red Dawn the first Sunday in March, and we couldn't. We had full intentions of being open, a couple times a month over, December, January, February. We were unable to do that. I'm going to be pretty happy when Flag Raiders gets open. I think, will I dance a jig? Unlikely. But, once we finally get open and we're rolling, and, lots of changes will take place, and it'll be a solid year. But whether there won't be, this won't be a year of big games and big events. We'll have pandemic style paintball, walk-on games, stuff like that. There'll be some Tuesday nights. Maybe we could squeeze a Red Dawn in late November or something like that. But I think this year we'll be happy. We'll be open. We'll run games. We'll get people playing. We'll introduce some new players. We'll have some birthday parties. There probably won't be any corporate.
Yeah.
That's kind of what 2021 is going to look like.
So it's a wait and see, stand by based on the world circumstances and what is up Joe's sleeve. All right, the next question
What's
comes
in my tool belt?
Yes. What is in your belt?
Sawzall blades.
The next. Sorry. I'm getting some Navy foot signals.
You got to brush up on your Navy foot signals. Go ahead, Gavin. One more. We have
all right, one more then. Okay, sorry. And it comes to us from Jason Dipp, and he wants to know: do you think that we'll ever see a marker manufacturer come out with an app to make adjustments on a board settings using our smartphones via Bluetooth?
Yeah. this last year, as we're all talking pandemic, which we're not going to continue the conversation, all the R&D and all the product research and stuff has really been halted. I think had this year passed like never would have happened, I think you would have saw that in the next year or two for sure. Because how hard is it? It's like, that extra little bit of software in your gun, having a little interface there with Bluetooth, I think would be fantastic. Even if half the settings didn't do anything, it would just give the player an opportunity to, make some changes to his gun and modify it.
Even some pretty lights that turned on and off.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I have this.
Or the nerdy things where it plays a certain song when you turn it on and turn it off. And makes a different
Josh,
noise.
you are quite good at turning me on.
Sega.
Well, here, okay, so
I want the Earthworm Jim one with the really deep voice when you turn Earthworm Jim.
So I've got a one wheel, and on the app you can digitally communicate to the one wheel and tell it how fast or slow or how aggressive you want it to be, and it's got 7 different settings. So if you're a newbie, you can have it on a certain setting, and it's all just mind games, I bet. I mean, it does do something, but can you imagine if you had a gun and you're like, you want to be special tourney guy, it's tourney setting. You're playing a scenario game, I'm having it on the scenario setting, or I'm having it on the sniper setting where it does something different with the dwell, and who knows? But wouldn't that be a great interactive thing that you could have on your phone? You download your CS2 app, and here you go, and you can dial it in. I don't know, it would be fun.
You can share with your friends. Look at my firing pattern.
Exactly.
Look at my air efficiency.
I shot 2,000 shots and hit nobody.
Cobra gunship mode that would play Ride of the Valkyries out of little Bluetooth speakers behind my goggles.
Yeah.
I would support that app.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And with helicopter sounds.
Gavin, doesn't Planet Eclipse have that available on some of their markers? I believe someone from Planet Eclipse posted in your questions there. Does it show on there?
I don't know yet because I still have.
No. In the reply to your questions.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't read.
Gavin, do the read.
I think Led's responded in that. I just wanted to give him his due there since he responded. Do you not see it on your sheet, or did I not print it out for you?
I tossed that sheet already. Thank
Nice.
you.
All right, so Leds, there's what your opinion means to Gavin. Yes, but
You're not doing anything for me, lads.
But yeah, some of their guns definitely has some of that interface, and you know what? I wouldn't put them past them to have some more connectivity over the next few years. Ladies and gentlemen, we have tons more on the show to get to. We have a new segment we're going to get to right after the break. We also have the topic we're going to get to that we put out for you guys. Price is Right and a whole lot more, guys. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back right after this quick video. Hey guys, that time of month I just came from my mailbox, and look, PB Swag just showed up. This is a monthly service that you guys can sign up for, and it is full of all kinds of great paintball stuff like this. An Exalt squeegee. Guys, you never need enough Exalt squeegees. I have one on my gear bag that I leave it back at HQ that's always clean, and I always have one on me when I'm on the field. Oh, look at this. The barbershop bayonet. That's pretty cool. And look at this. Oh, an Exalt t-shirt. The Exalt Barber t-shirt as well. So guys, check this out every month or every week. Sign up and you can have PB Swag come to your door. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome back. If you guys are watching us right now, please hit that like and share on the YouTube. You can subscribe as well. If you guys don't have an opportunity to watch the whole show for the whole time that you're watching it, make sure that you download it as a podcast. You can listen to the whole show when you have some time. Gavin has an envelope I gave to him, and it's sealed up. Not that it's anything secret, but we just did mail time. And I was talking to a friend of mine named John Drescher on the phone this weekend. We were talking about the show, and he had a suggestion that we should take some of the past questions that we've had and do what we did on one of our episodes with our reads, and Google Translate them into a foreign language and then back into English, and then see if the guys can actually answer the question. So, Gavin, why don't you go ahead and open up the sheet, and you'll see that there's a couple there that I selected on the front of the envelope.
Okay,
This sounds far too much like work.
So what I'd like you guys to do, Gavin's going to ask the first question. I want you guys to answer it honestly and give us your opinions. And then when you're done answering, I'll let you know the proper translation.
Oh. Sounds fun.
Okay, mail time translations.
And who's it from?
The first one comes to us from Tommy Guns.
Okay, and again, keep in mind that if you hear your name and your questions, these could be from last week. They could have been from a year ago. These were just a bunch of questions I kind of went off looking for randomly, so go ahead.
All right, so this is the Google Translate version of Tommy Gunn's question, and he wants to know, with Google Translate, is there a polite way to immunize someone?
Is there a polite way to immunize someone?
Immunize?
Yeah, good.
Immunize.
Good timing for COVID and all. Josh, what do you think? Is there a good? Is there a polite way to immunize someone?
I would assume there's a polite way to immunize someone.
What is Google translating that?
So I will give you it. I translate it into Arabic because I'm trying to study Arabic in my spare time, and then
No, you're not.
I am, and then I translated it back into English. So some of it's been lost, obviously. Joe, what do you think? Is there a polite way to immunize someone?
You just gonna skip over me again?
Well, you did.
You had a chance, jackass. What is
You
it?
didn't ask me what I
Josh,
thought it meant.
Okay, what's it mean, Josh?
Bunker.
Okay.
Is there a polite way to bunker someone?
There you go.
Okay.
Is there a polite way to eliminate someone?
And I'm going to go with, is there a polite way to barrel tag somebody, like stab somebody?
Oh. So Tommy Guns was actually asking, is there a polite way to bunker somebody? So Joe was,
Josh for the win.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, cut me off, right? Cut off the right answer. This is my segment, Gavin. You take prices right. I'm going to take every single one of these.
You know what?
All right.
Despite the fact that Josh has got a new mic, he's got his old mic back, and he sounds awesome, he's still saying it sounds cranky to me.
That's because I am stone cold sober right now.
All right. What's the next question? Let's do a couple of these.
All right. Ramon Cortez wants to know, does AdSense hurt paintballs? Does AdSense hurt paintballs?
Some fields use Google AdSense.
This
Joe,
is a
let's go to you
translated
first.
This is a translated question. Does AdSense hurt paintball?
There's water.
Paintballs, sorry.
It's either San Pellegrino or Perrier. That's what I'm with.
Josh, what are you thinking?
I don't. Does AdSense hurt paintball?
Guys, we're watching in the live chat. If you can figure out if AdSense hurts paintball, let us know.
Isn't that what they had in the manger, frankincense and myrrh? Oh, that's frankincense and myrrh, not AdSense.
No. AdSense was like the knockoff brand.
Yes. Are you really learning Arabic?
Yes, through my Google Translate lessons. I'm
Don't
taking a
lie
master
about that
class in Arabic.
Well, who the hell knows?
I am learning stupid things, but not Arabic today. Gavin, what are you thinking? Does anybody have a guess on this?
I would say do bruise picks hurt paintball?
That's
What?
a good guess. Yeah.
Pictures of bruises.
Yeah.
I was going to go with, does Groupon hurt paintball?
Okay. So what Ramon Cortez is asking is, where is it? Is airsoft hurting paintball? Apparently Arabic doesn't know airsoft.
AdSense.
Yeah.
AdSense.
The Arabic
Tommy
word
Gunn
for
got it right
airsoft.
in the live chat. Was it his question? No, it was Ramon Cortez.
No, he speaks Arabic.
Yeah, Jason Diff thought, does mainstream media hurt paintball? That's great. Good for you guys. Gavin, let's do question number one again. Start at number one. What do you think of this one?
Start at number one, okay,
Yeah.
from our good friend Ryan McGee, who is the general in French Lick for that campaign. So, his question is, how far is it to go to a game?
That's a good question. How far?
Well, that's got to be what's the longest you've traveled to a game.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, he has a sidebar too, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, okay. Sidebar is the answer is Indiana for Super Game, Indiana in June. Yes, that's the sidebar.
Oh, will you be going to Indiana? He was asking that in the chat all all show so far.
We can't cross the border. I can't even go to Target. I'm not driving to Indiana.
No, that's not true, Joe. You can go, but when you come back, you have to stay in the world's shittiest motel for $2,000 a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
So what do you think?
Or until your anal swab comes back negative. Either one.
Ew.
All right, so Josh, what are you thinking? How far is it to go to a game?
Are you going to Indiana?
But what's his question?
What's the farthest you've traveled for a big game?
Okay, Joe?
Yeah, how far would you travel for a big game?
All right. Gavin,
Yeah,
are you
that's
agreeing?
That's consensus. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if I would have asked that one first, you probably wouldn't have got it. But yeah, good for you guys. Yay, nay on this?
It's far too much work.
Maybe we should do it early in the program when you're yeah. All right. So we'll move on. We'll try this again next week. We're going to call that translated mail. How's that?
Translated mail. I love it.
Translated mail. We're
Let's
not going
call
to
it
leave anybody out.
International mail.
Yeah, that's true. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to ask you guys a topic, and I'm going to now pay attention to everything in the YouTube chat as well as Facebook chat. We want to know, what did you guys purchase this year during the COVID lockdown, the pandemic, the quarantine, however we want to phrase it. But what did you guys buy this year? We were just talking about how much of this stuff was purchased this year that we were surprised. Every paintball store that we knew went out of stock because people were just buying everything up left, right, and center. Josh, let's start with you. What do you have? A lot of you guys have posted up on your social medias.
I want to add on to what you just said. Is I'm deeply disappointed in a lot of people because when the pandemic started, I figured a lot of people's wives or husbands would have started nagging on them about the amount of Tupperware containers and boxes and all that stuff all their gear was in. And I was really hoping people would start selling as much stuff as they could on like eBay or Facebook. And I was thinking, hey, this is a good time to pick up a lot of nice gear that I wish I owned. And alas, it turns into nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm gravely disappointed in all of you for not selling me all your old gear that I want.
Well, Bob Spicer says, I didn't buy anything. I'm too cheap. Yeah. I tried selling a bunch of stuff on the pandemic, and there was a lot of people trying to move stuff, but there was more people trying to buy stuff, I feel.
Yes. It's far too much people sitting at home going, I've got extra money. I'm going to buy paintball gear.
I did some research on appraisals, and I know what some stuff is worth, so I'll be moving that shortly when the season opens up.
You should sell it now.
Get rid of all your JT, yeah.
I have a question for Ryan McGee. Ryan McGee, how many kilometers is it from French Lick to my house? Oh.
Believe it or not, I looked it up one time and I typed in Joe's house and it doesn't show up on Google Maps.
I know.
For some
So
reason.
Ryan McGee, no, this is tricky. Ryan, translate this from miles to kilometers. How many kilometers from French Lick, Indiana to my house? There you go. Continue with our segment. You can put it up in the post.
Sure.
All right. I
Should I
forgot
read
what we
some
were
of
even
these
talking
now,
about.
or-
Yes,
Yeah,
I
go
forgot
ahead.
where we were. Go ahead, Josh.
Fred Stolite says, I got an FC IC tip, a Gen 2 Carter Whoosh tip, and a titanium extended powerhouse reg for a 15-4500 that still isn't here. Well, none of ours are here yet, Fred.
Yeah. There's a huge tank shortage, isn't
And
there?
he included a picture of it that's printed out in black and white.
Robert Hansen put together an Automag pump gun. Fan-frickin-tastic for you, my friend. Kenny Stewart got a Docs Machine Sovereign. And Kenny Stewart also got a Tippin SL68 2 and goodies. He did some shopping.
Nice.
On that, Gavin, and maybe Matt can chime in on this too. If you had the opportunity, would you ever buy an Automag pump?
Abso-frickin-lutely. In a heartbeat.
I don't think I would.
Yeah.
Because Tom never released an Automag pump. They're all aftermarket.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure they're all aftermarket. Ask Matt.
Get Tom on the phone.
Did Tom K ever produce an actual pump? I don't think he did.
I thought he did.
I'm not sure on that. I thought he did, but I could be wrong on that.
I thought there was a licensed Automag pump. I do.
Dwayne,
I thought it was a kit that was made after.
It
Because
could
I was
be.
all excited to get one, and then someone told me, I don't remember who it was, but they said, well, it was never actually a legit thing. It was an aftermarket kit.
All right, look at the chats. Somebody let us know.
Yeah.
Was it
Somebody will
licensed?
correct me.
Was it just a kit?
Yeah. Dwayne King says he bought an amazing pair of boots this year. Angry Canadian Gamer says a PPQ paintball pistol. Good for you.
Steve Preskill in the chat actually lies and says he has a 1545 half pint. And he's been using it all this time. I don't believe you. I don't think they exist yet. If he did,
Ship it to
Gregory
us for
Malhout
inspection.
would have his too.
I have a couple of things that people have bought. Jeffrey Medina bought a SAR 12, 2 Metadyne Havoc launches, an infamous Super Skull CS1, an old WG trilogy, a whole mess of parts to rebuild this, plus mask, lenses, headbands, a few pair of pants and jerseys. Devin Schwartz has a picture of himself. James Durham bought a Push United mask, 3 JT masks, 2 Powerhouse regs and tanks, an LV 1.6, an EMAC with a Fang trigger. That's the same. Neb Nella bought an EMAC 100. Kevin Kazumic bought a GO4, an SLF Cocker, 2 new tanks. Yeah, lots of people bought lots of stuff.
What did you guys buy? Anybody buy anything interesting? Yeah, Regnick1133 says the Rainman Automag pump kits are officially licensed by AGD.
But it was never created by Tom.
Yeah.
All right, semantics. You're splitting hairs now.
I told us so. I told us so. I got a good one from the Braveheart, and I this might be one of those translation things from German. But he said, I'm working on getting a sick ASS bandana from Mutant Customs.
Nice.
Are bandanas sick in Germany? I don't get it.
Yeah, they are.
I've had some nice headbands, but I wouldn't call them sick.
Sick like pneumonia?
Now, there was a local company called Sick that used to sell paintball stuff, but their designs were nasty. Just nasty.
Are they sick or nasty?
No, they were terrible. Let's leave lingo aside. They were terrible. Hey, while we're in the middle of this, before I forget, guys, if you're just tuning in, we are celebrating our 500th episode starting Monday, March 29th at 8 p.m. If you guys would like to be involved, you guys could send us a quick message, video message, and we might be able to play it on the air. Just keep it super short and do a video with your phone, something of good quality, and we can maybe get that on the air. But come watch us. We'll be live in 2 weeks at 8 o'clock on Facebook and the YouTubes. One other thing I want to tell you guys about, and we're going to take a bit of a sidebar here for a second, guys. Did you know that
Are we done with the others?
Not yet.
Are we done with the other segment already? You just railroading this?
Not yet. I'm just wanting to get this in before the end of the show.
Just a pause.
Yeah. Planned Eclipse, ladies and gentlemen. More championships, new mechanical markers, new electros, new territory, including the new MagFed division. Get Planned Eclipse, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because you can take on the world.
When the world's greatest players, photographers, and expected parents need the best coverage, most vivid colors, biggest selection, they pull a tab on an EG product. Hashtag Pop Smoke.
Thick welded seam, stainless steel hardware, multiple color options makes Air Ups the number one choice for inflatables on and off the field. Made in America by Brent Davison's crew. Make sure you hit up airups.com.
Dreams fade. Ruthless paintball products, colors, sublimation, and craftsmanship never die. On or off the field, Ruthless keeps you fresh. Use the promo code BTB15 for 15% off your order.
Adapt, create, and win. Exalt is in our blood. Make your game boil. Get Exalt. Available worldwide.
From the beginning, you'd stumble down a rocky cliff or waded chest deep through a mosquito-infested bog. Now, whether you're running or sliding into the snake or running and gunning, GI Sports has the gear for you. Now with the new Stormer, Stormer Tactical, and Stormer Elite.
DLX Technologies, true innovators with some of the lightest, fastest, and sleekest hardware in paintball. DLX has the power to get to the podium, and holy cow, that's where you want to be. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to all of our great sponsors. If it wasn't for them, you'd be watching something better on the TV tonight. So thank you guys, and if you can support them in any way you can, give them some likes, Follow them, buy their product. Hey, we could choose anybody to sponsor our show, but we choose these guys because we believe in their product. So check them out, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So what else do you guys think? What else, Josh, are people buying?
Well, I've got one really cool one. I've seen it posted in a couple of places, and I wish I know where it was from because I didn't bother clicking or reading anything. But Kyle Swenson sends it in, and it's a back for a marker, and it's like 5 bullets. It looks so cool.
Oh, like a revolver chamber.
Yes, and I'm not sure what that is that it's on.
It might be a back cap for like an Ego or something, or a Etha. Or...
Yes, an Etha, I think. Oh, he's got a picture above it. Yeah, it is an Etha.
Nice.
It's a back cap for an Etha. Nice. I thought they were pretty badass.
I know my backsides. There we go. Good.
Oh, there you go.
Michael Robert Maligne says he bought an Adrenaline Lux. Well done, sir.
Nice.
Tommy Tuamala says a bleeding reg extender to test his tanks out. And Christopher Pringle said Gator Mail.
Oh, cool. I keep hearing a lot of people buying that stuff. Who sells Gator Mail? Obviously Gator Mail, maybe. I don't know. I'd like to find out some more information about those guys. Did you guys buy anything interesting this year? What was your pandemic buys? I can say hoodies.
Some boots.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Hoodies.
I got a pair of boots.
I bought a whole lot of moonshine from Murphy's Law Distillery in Elmira, Ontario. Make sure you tag them.
Yeah, it's hard, ladies and gentlemen. Like, we used to all be in the same studio, but unfortunately our area is in red right now, which means we cannot be. But we would all rip into the Murphy's Moonshine or something before the show, and my liquor cabinet's just getting dust on it right now. You guys need to come back soon. And it doesn't look like we'll have you for the 500th episode.
Not at this rate.
No,
Could we do it
it's not
outside,
likely.
or backyard, 6 feet apart?
March 29th, the weather might be...
That's true.
I don't know.
I don't have enough insulation. I promise you, I won't be there. I'll be there in a parka and a sleeping bag as well. But no, I suspect we'll all be remote again.
Yeah. And little Bab Spicer in the chat says he bought his way out of COVID depression. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, why don't we move on here? We are getting to that hour where we should probably wrap up the show, cinch up the sack, close the doors, whatever we need to do, close the vault. What we're going to do is we're going to end on Facebook. We're going to end in a minute, and then we're going to continue to broadcast on YouTube, and we're going to continue to record for our podcast. If you're listening on any of your podcast formats or on YouTube, don't go anywhere. If you're listening to us on Facebook, thank you for being on the show. You know, hit that like and share button, guys. We do appreciate it every week, and we do appreciate you guys watching. And I apologize tonight. We tried to watch the chat, but there's a lot on the go tonight with our technical difficulties. So next week we'll be on it, and we did see all you guys in there. We do appreciate you guys coming by. Thank you to Josh, Gavin, and Joe for being on the show. Joe, sorry I didn't give you a chance to say goodbye. Thank you for being on the show.
That's all right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next week. And I have to put it out there that I miss Bag of Chips in the Facebook chat. I know he's watching on YouTube, but I'm a Facebook chat doer, so I just want to say I miss you. And thanks, Bab Spisser, for tuning in.
Yeah, I saw him last week, and believe me, I don't miss him. Josh, farewell.
Yep, good night.
Gavin.
Well, you told me not to go on about liking and sharing the show all the time, so... Screw you guys and screw Airsoft.
Nice. Farewell, Gavin.
Yeah, so I won't mention like and share because my grumpy friend already did, but it really does support the show. We appreciate everybody joining us on the Facebooks and commenting and just liking things. 500 show. It's on the 29th. Make sure you join us there. And if you're so inclined, stay tuned and slide over to the YouTube, and we'll continue this monstrosity we call Behind the Bunker.
For sure. And next week, guys, tune in. I've got this camouflage envelope that came in this week. I'll show you guys next week all the goodness that came inside. Paintball meets non-paintball company. So we'll talk about that next week. See you guys on Facebook. We'll see you over on YouTube.
Don't be a freeloader. If you liked what you hear, make sure to hit the share button below. Also follow us on our social media outlets like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, ICQ, and now MySpace. If you want to join the conversation, post your comments and we might read them on the show.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching us on YouTube, thanks for sticking it out with us. I see a couple of you guys joining us right now. What did you guys think tonight of the translated mail? Yay, nay? Did it hurt your brain?
It was
Now, before you answer, remember there's been other segments we've tried that I've bombed miserably, so please stack rank it in according.
I do enjoy it. Maybe we need to play it out a little bit more just to get the full flavor of it, right?
Yeah.
So it was tough to go into it cold. I mean, you had your secret envelope that I had to rip open at a pre-designated time, right? So
Yeah.
I'd like to go through a couple more of those.
Yeah, we can do that for sure.
Ryan McGee is right. Hated it.
Really? Well, Ryan McGee can go French lick a...
Just a lot of extra work.
Why don't we try it again, but maybe just do one.
Okay, you know what? Let's do one right now. Gavin, pick number 2.
Oh, for fuck's
Oh,
Oh,
come
Good
back,
thing-
mate. I got to reach.
Okay. You know what? I'll get it. I've got it in front of me. This is a... Okay, hold on. I'm going to do number... Here we go. What is always... There we go. What is always in your tool bag but never used? What is in your tool bag that is never used?
gear bag. Oh,
What is in your tool bag but never used? Joe, you want to answer it?
I think it's your gear bag. Like, what is it? So is tool bag the word that's being translated?
The whole sentence. Everything that they put in, including their name, I translate. The names don't translate because they're names, so it's everything else. So what is in your tool bag that never gets used? So how would you answer that?
Well, what's in your gear bag that you never use?
Is that what you're thinking?
I'm thinking the same thing.
Okay.
No, I just said that for kicks and giggles.
Damn, you're getting ornery.
When he's drinking straight from the bottle, you know he's had a rough week.
Getting a good start going.
Yeah, yes. So the question ended up being, what is always in your kit bag, but never
Yeah,
gets
same thing,
used? So
gear
very,
bag, yeah.
very similar. Another one would be, would you be interested in this? Would you be interested in this spring energy marker pen if one existed?
Okay, one more time, please.
Would you be interested in this spring energy marker pen if one existed? Would you be interested in this spring energy marker pen if one existed?
Oh, I hear all those words.
What about
I have
would
no
Yeah,
idea
saying
what
them
the hell
over
it
and over
is.
again
invest
isn't
in
helping.
a new gun if one existed this spring? I think.
Yeah. So basically, it was, would you be interested in a spring-powered marker if one existed? Well, they do, but the only ones that I know that were successful were the Splatmaster.
It was a Red Ryder BB gun.
Well, I was thinking paintball per se, but yeah.
Oh, yes, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So 500th episode, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be a part of it, you can send in your own video and send it into show@behindthebunker.com. Send us a link or send us the video as well. Keep it super duper short, and maybe you'll find it on the show on March the 29th.
I know we talked about it a couple of weeks, or like last week. It's 500 Monday shows.
Yep.
But that does not include all the other shows that we did, including when the pandemic first happened. We did a Saturday show and a Monday show as well, right? So
That's right.
those are not included as well.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
although, it's a milestone in terms of the 500th Monday show, we have done a lot more broadcasting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought
We had
all
our own
agreed
television
we weren't
show.
gonna talk about those Saturday shows.
Well, the first one was a little,
that was
rough
awesome.
going.
So fantastic.
Yeah, but it was good. And it was also good. But yeah,
My favorite one was Todd's open season idea.
let's just open it up. What could bad go wrong if you give everybody
We'll
a
let
Zoom link?
anybody
We'll
in.
put the links out, and all of a sudden it's just like every term of service violation happened in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah. That was
Insane.
that was. I've never sweat so much.
I would have been keen to see what happened.
Yes, of course. At least one picture. We'll pin this one screen.
One screenshot of the vein in Gavin's forehead that develops when he gets shot out.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna have to talk before the show too, because I would like to come up with some highlights that we can bring up. Like we did have 6 episodes on a TV network in Britain.
Yeah.
We filmed all those
ITV.
specifically for that.
They were long. They were longer episodes.
No, they were 30 minutes because we had to
Oh,
keep
were they
it.
30
yeah.
minutes?
Yeah.
And then
We
then
just recorded it right after one of our hour and a half
that's
shows.
right.
Yeah, there were long evenings, but that was pretty exciting to be paintball on TV.
Yeah.
So they did a great. Anyway, we can talk about this on the show, but it was fantastic to be broadcast in people's living rooms.
Yeah.
And all over the world. And I remember we were really big in North Africa for some reason. We resonated in North Africa.
Yeah.
It was, whatever.
Well, we're popular in Brazil now too.
Yeah. I meant to look at it. So remember I talked to you about a couple weeks ago about the top 5 search queries for people to find our podcast, and 3 of them were in Spanish. Like El Bunquero Podcasto or something. I know I'm butchering your beautiful language, but
Were you looking at SEOs, Todd?
SEOs? No.
That's like an MOE, search engine optimization.
Yeah. But there wasn't a question submitted by someone who watches the show that's going to be for the 500th episode. I won't say it on the air, but I want you guys to give it some thought, because I thought it was probably one of the best questions asked. And you're going to have to give it some thought to this one, and it could be very embarrassing for the show, but I think it'd be pretty cool. So I'll let you guys know off air on that one, and we'll have our answers ready for that. But yeah, we've got some videos in from some people, and I don't know how far back I'm going to go. I don't think I want to dig up any clips, quite honestly, because I don't want people seeing what we were like back then. I don't want people to. I mean, we still suck, but back then we really sucked. Where the capital
Oh, but the
sucked.
cringe. The
We just
cringe
suck-
has to come back.
We
Some
just
of that
sucked in
stuff is-
480p. That's only the only difference.
Yeah, it took a while to get our sea legs, essentially, right? So-
Josh, our first couple episodes were in 360. I'm not even kidding you. So
all dial up.
Oh, you did have a 360. No, you did have a 360 camera in the studio.
No, but
at
I
one
mean
point, right?
360. Like when you look at the resolution rates. When we first did it on live stream, I don't.
360's a thing.
A 360 was this thing back then, because that was when we were still
Holy
on
shit,
not
this
dial up, but it was like the first incarnation of DSL, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. So yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see how far back I can find some stuff. But on the same token, I don't want to spend the next 2 weeks going back through hard drives full of shows. I mean, that's 5,000 hours worth of shows. No, it's not. It's 500 times. That's 500 hours worth of shows. I'm not. Yeah.
Okay, but you
At least it's probably 1,000 hours worth of junk, though.
you do have to remember, though, there was times there was like 2 or 3 hour shows when you were trying to find out what the
Yeah. So
optimal,
we
and we
started
did
as a
record-
half
record
hour.
some shooting videos and stuff
That's
too,
right. Because we started as a half hour, and then we went to 45 minutes. People wanted more, so we did an hour. People were still complaining they wanted longer show. So we did an hour and a half. We did an hour show and a half hour after show. And then we said enough. We'll do 50 minutes, and then we'll do like a 10 or 15 minute after show. And yeah, that was painful. Much like this is right now.
We would probably have 5,000 hours of material if we kept all the outtakes from shooting videos at Extravaganza.
Yeah, that's true. Angry Gamer wants to know, did Joe have hair when we started? I don't think I knew Joe with hair.
Joe has lots of hair. It's just not on his head.
You think he's wearing a sweater right now? He's also
And
on
Joe-
mute.
That
Joe's-
ain't Tiger
yeah,
Stripe.
Joe's muted, so
That ain't Tiger Stripe. That's just combed. Get him while he's muted.
Yeah, we can't hear Joe for some reason.
That's
There we
better.
go.
I was saying some good stuff.
We were too.
I can hear you. I'm wearing a tiger stripe sweater. No, I think I cut my hair when I turned 30, somewhere around there. So no.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So in like 1993, maybe 92, I cut my hair.
So, guys,
think
why don't you
something
check
like
in
that.
for our 500th episode, Monday, March 29th. Matt has texted me telling me that we got to end this. So why don't we end it now?
That was Parker.
Parker's got to play video games. And, guys, if you guys want a game with Parker, what should they look for him on?
I don't know what his gaming tag is.
Yeah, I hate my dad's stupid paintball show. I think is his login.
Podcast ruins my Monday night.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He's a teenager. He's got teenage angst.
Tell him I want a blizzard. What was I going to say? Josh, you sounded sultry tonight. We'll send you away first.
Sure. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Don't forget to help control your local airsoft population. Have your locals airsofters spayed or neutered.
Very good. Joe Kimson from Flaggers Paintball.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Got to run because it's video night in Canada. Y50 is long gone, but it's garbage night, too. And the recycle guy was there at like 6:30 the other day to pick it up, so I got to take it all out tonight.
There you go. And Gavin Charma.
Great to be here, folks, and thank you for your contributions and joining us. And don't forget the 29th 500th show. Let everybody know you're going to be watching us.
Very good. Thanks, guys, for listening. We'll see you next week. Hello, and welcome to Behind the Bunker. If you like tonight's show, it is turned into a podcast, and you can find hundreds of them at Apple Podcast or through Spotify or any other podcast platform in the known universe. If you want to watch tonight's show, go to YouTube and launch a search. They are all there. We release a new podcast every Monday night at 8 p.m. If you want to hit up the show, reach us by email at show@behindthebunker.com, and you can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.